Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and yesterday, DICE released some more information about their upcoming Endgame DLC, and more specifically, they went into detail on their motorcycles and how they're going to be playing a role in the expansion pack. I will leave a link down below in the description if you would like to read the entire article. It's on their Battlefield blog. It's fairly lengthy, so if you would like to read it, it's a good read, but there were some things that kinda took me by surprise. And one of those is that jumps are apparently going to be a fairly integral role in a couple of the maps. Two of the maps aren't really going, they're going to be noticeable, and there will be some jumps here and there, but on two of them, they described that there are so many jumps and there are so many different ways that you can launch off things that it's going to feel like a roller coaster where you go off one big air, you make a tight turn, you go over a building, and you capture the flag, and then you make your way back to your base if you're playing the capture the flag mode, and you go on off more jumps. And at first, this made me kind of worry that they're going overboard with it, and they want to make it basically like a dirt bike game where there are just random jumps everywhere. There's like a half pipe, and it just gets a little insane. But they wanted to soothe those worries, and they said that they tried to make everything feel very organic. They wanted all of the jumps to feel like they should be there. And an example that they give is that you'll be going off of wooden planks that will kind of blend into the environment, feel very organic, and kind of fit the theme of the map. So like I said, I was a little skeptical and worried that they were going to just go overboard with it when I first started reading about it, but I'm glad that they're taking things into consideration. Granted, I'm still a little concerned because until we get our hands on it, we're not really going to know for sure, but like I said, I'm glad that they are taking some precautions. The article goes on to kind of talk about their thought process and also some of the challenges that they were encountering when creating some of these ramps, and one of them was that people were jumping off of them and hitting rocks, or they're hitting a building because they couldn't see the other side since these ramps are so large. And so one way they've gotten around it was to kind of subconsciously guide the player to jump off, let's say, to the right instead of the left. And the way that they do that is they'll put like a tree next to the rocks so that you, of course, you don't want to go jump at a tree. You're going to veer off to the right and avoid it completely and avoid the pile of rocks that would normally get you killed. Very intuitive work on their part. I'm impressed that they are trying to make the effort to do stuff like this, because really the sloppy or the easy way to do it would be just to put a bunch of ramps all over the place, you know, not make it feel very organic like they said that they're trying to do, and also just let people learn and learn by trial and error where they should be jumping off of the ramps instead of doing this kind of the subconscious type of thing. I'm actually really impressed by that. And lastly, the article talks about wheelies and that you can do a wheelie on the motorcycle. I think they said something about being turbo. You'll probably press your sprint button and it's going to give you a burst of speed. You're going to go into a wheelie, and then if you drop down and go off a ramp, it sounds like you're going to get huge air. And you can also have someone on the back of your motorcycle as you're doing the wheelie as well. Apparently they're not going to be able to shoot when you're doing that because they're going to be aimed at the ground. It's going to be kind of cool when you do have a buddy back there, or you are the buddy in the back seat and they're doing the wheelie, just to see how everything works out. But it kind of sounds cool, kind of gimmicky. Granted, it does sound very gimmicky, and I have no idea how that's going to affect gameplay, but that's going to be in the expansion as well. So now that I've read the article, and now that you guys know what's going on, I have a feeling that there's gonna be a couple of Battlefielders, especially the hardcore community, that might be a little upset by this. They may say that it's gimmicky, it's cheesy, it has no place in Battlefield. Battlefield is not a dirt bike camp, it's not meant for ramps and stuff like that, and I get where they're coming from. It does feel a little weird, but from my perspective, and after giving it some thought, I actually think it's kind of awesome. I don't think that this is going to be game-breaking by any means or a nuisance. I just think it's going to be a different way for you to approach these maps, to get around on the ground and hopefully be a very hard target to take out. You're going to be bouncing all over the place. You're going to be moving at high speeds, jumping off ramps, flying through the air, and hopefully just having a good time. In the article, they say that they were having a lot of Battlefield moments with these things, and that was just with the developers. Just imagine with a bunch of buddies. You're on the back of these, and you're just jumping all over the place, capturing objectives, and moving around at high speeds. It sounds like a blast. It might be a little gimmicky, it might be a little weird, but I think it will be a fun addition to Battlefield 3. But I would love to know what you guys think. Do you think that this is the dumbest thing ever? It has no place in Battlefield 3, or are you excited to get Big Air on the new endgame maps? Let me know down below in the comment section. But that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, have a good one and take it easy.